Welcome back to the channel. My name is Steven. I'm a pharmacist. I own 52 units of real estate and I help coach people to buy their first multifamily deal. So today I want to kind of talk about goal setting and how I kind of achieved my goals. And it's kind of making me wonder, did I set my goals too low or did I just think too small back then, right? So for me, my goal was financial freedom by 35 years old. And my definition of financial freedom was 20,000 bucks a month. And once again, if you were to ask me 20,000 bucks a month, that number was arbitrary because I just thought, hey, 20,000 bucks a month sounds a lot. And that's about two pharmacists' salary, take home salaries. So two high end pharmacists' take home salaries in California is about 10,000 bucks a month. So I knew that I was going to marry Christine, who's a pharmacist. So that's 20,000 bucks a month. And I thought I could never spend 20,000 bucks a month. But once again, didn't put much thought into 20K per month. By 35, I'm 35 now. I don't have 20K per month with my current portfolio. But, obviously if I make some moves, I could hit 20K a month. So, the two moves are selling my first two single family homes with high equity in California that don't cash flow. One pays off my primary residence, and one pays off my two other apartment complexes, which will then wipe off my debt of 5,000 bucks a month, and it'll wipe out my mortgage of 5,000 bucks a month, and I effectively juice up my cash flow to 20K per month. So realistically, it's looking like about 15K per month in positive cash flow from real estate, and then no mortgage. So that's the most realistic financial freedom for me at 35. Like I said, I'm 35 now. And if I make these two moves and sell my real estate, I could do that, right? And I know a lot of you are saying, just do it, sell it, and then talk about it. But, I'm just trying to hold on for as long as possible for my W-2 and to let my wealth compound, let principal pay down happen, let rents go up over time, and, hopefully interest rates will go down. And at that point, when interest rates go down, my values of my single family homes will go up. So that's what I'm kind of waiting for. And I'm just trying to figure out what's my next move as well. Because like I said, I basically hit my goal. I hit my net worth goal. I didn't expect to hit my net worth that I hit. I didn't expect to hit 10K a month in positive cash flow, have the ability to pay off my primary residence, and, wipe some debt off the table to deleverage, to de-risk, and do this at this age while working a full-time W-2 still. So it kind of leads me back to my goal. Was I thinking too small? Or did I not set as ambitious of a goal? So that's what I've been kind of reflecting now in the past, year or two, where it's been more stable, it's been more boring, it's been more peaceful, as I've been kind of introspecting and reflecting. So to me, people always say you always, there's books out there like 10x is better than 2x. So if my goal was 5 million, I should have made it 50 million. And if I made it 50 million, I could have done it this way. But I guess my mindset at the time was, well, what if I aim for 50 million and end up building a lifestyle that I don't want? So for me to build a net worth of $50 million from real estate, I probably have to go into the syndication model, right? If you want this fast, right? Fast, you have to go in the syndication model, and that's a different business model. You have to deal with investors. You have to be able to raise money. You have to be able to find deals, right? And I don't want to be responding and kind of like a slave to investors. I chose to invest in real estate for freedom. I just want to own my real estate. And yes, if I work over time, I could probably build a $50 million real estate portfolio, but not in the time frame that I wanted. So that kind of wasn't what my goal was or is. So, so that's why I kind of shot my goal to be more realistic. And as I started striving for the goal, I was like, wow, I can hit this goal if I want to. I just have to continue doing what I'm doing and, continue to be aggressive with my direct mail campaign, continue to make offers, continue to buy value add real estate, continue to fix up apartment complexes and optimize the net operating income, whether that's increasing the income and decreasing the expenses, ideally both, and then hopefully cap rates go down with that to have that double way to like increase value and force a lot of appreciation. So that's kind of the goal that I want and the goal that I have. So that's kind of one lever that I pulled. Was my goal too low? I don't think so. I think I was just being realistic, but maybe I could have shot and aimed higher, like if I'm being honest. And now that I've, made, like close to $1 million on one apartment complex, like, is there an opportunity where I could make even more money, right? So I can't tell this is shiny object syndrome hitting me, or is this actually the opportunity I need to go into? But like I've heard a lot of people do like land, like flipping or like land development, and that's where the big money can happen, right? Where let's say you buy, whatever, 50 acres of land in, like, I think I heard like Bakersfield, California, and you could basically split your acres into parcels. So maybe you have 25 acres here, 25 acres over there, and then maybe 25 acres or 15 acres can be developed has multifamily zoning, so you can develop apartment complexes there, and then the other acres it's single family home zoning, so you can develop that and sell that to a builder, and they can build. So there's one person was telling about the deal on a YouTube video from One Rental at a Time that he bought, I think 50 acres or 75 acres in Bakersfield, and then 15 acres he's gonna portion out for multifamily development, which is what he does. And the other acreage, like the 60 acres, he'll like develop the land, add the roads, the infrastructure, and all that, and basically have it set up to build like 300, 600 homes, single family homes, and sell that to like a big builder like Lennar or DR Horton or KB Homes. So it's kind of what he's doing, and basically the profit is like in the tens of millions, right? So like being able to learn that skill set, obviously it's more risk, because it takes 3 to 4 years to develop land, and maybe the builders may back out. I'm sure there's a lot of things I don't know. It's called uninformed optimism, right? It sounds great conceptually, but like, is this something that I do next? Or like you land flip, where like you just buy land and then you flip it to the person who's willing to put in that work of, a few years. So, that's just kind of the thoughts that I've had in terms of like, is that my next journey? Or I just keep on doing what I'm doing right now, which is buying value add multifamily real estate where I can increase the rents, decrease the income, buy new build single family homes that hold long term, and hopefully it'll appreciate over time. And if I do that, I know I could build a pretty decent net worth already. So it's really, do I pivot to a new opportunity, or do I just continue doing what I'm doing? Because I know that works. So like, do I pivot to a higher and better opportunity, or just continue doing what works? That's kind of the part where I'm stuck, right? So like, once again, the more interesting route, try something new, shiny object syndrome. The more realistic route is just continue doing what I'm doing, and do that for a long period of time. And if you do that, you'll be successful. So that's the kind of things that I've been kind of juggling with. And like I said, either way works, but that's just something that I've been thinking about. It's kind of like land flipping in a way. But once again, this is probably shiny object syndrome. If I talk to a land flipper, you can lose money. So just do what works for you, and have that mindset to move forward. So kind of back to goal setting is, like, for me, I like to kind of set realistic goals that I could achieve. And because like when I hit because I know like when my net worth is like 0 versus like, let's say if I hit my net worth goal of 5 million, I'm gonna be a different person when I hit my goal of 5 million. So it's hard for me to project that far in advance, because I might be a completely different person based on all the growth and what I've learned. So that's why it's hard for me to set from 0 to $50 million goals. It just sounds too audacious, right? Or too big. But when I hit 5 million, and let's say now I hit it, now I can say, okay, I know who I am today. Now at 5 million, I'm completely different than I was at 0. Do I want to still aim for 50, or do I just want to go to 10? Right? So like, you become a different person, and you reprioritize. So with that, it's just kind of like, okay, like the core value is like growth and curiosity for me, right? So I want to see how much I can grow and how far I can get, right? Just kind of see my full potential, for lack of a better word. And if I just do that, and if my growth and curiosity leads me down, maybe land flipping, then maybe, right? And then if I were to do it, just so you guys know, I better be sure that I can lose that money, right? So you have to assess your downside risk and see what your upside, and hopefully your downside isn't that bad and your upside's that. So I think an example that he gave was, okay, he bought this land for $1 million. His worst case scenario, assuming that he were to lose money, he has to sell, 5 single family homes to pay back all the investors, which he has. His best case scenario is he can make, $10 million potentially. So that's kind of the risk calculation that he did. Just like he's basically assessing downside and assessing the upside. And are you able to take that bet or that risk? If the answer is yes, then do it, right? So that's the point I want to be at. That's what I did in my mobile home park. I knew my worst case, I lose 200K. I lost 100. My best case is I would 5x it to 5 million. I took the risk. I missed, right? But I was able to take the hit and became a nice tax write-off. So, and for me, I want to make sure if I do pivot to, like, let's say land flipping or something new, everything else must be stabilized, right? My house must be paid off. Maybe I sell another house to pay off my 2 apartments, so that portfolio is highly stable, and then I'm gonna take a risk, right? And then I'll take a risk. So that's kind of really the mindset that I'm having with this goal setting. So anyways, if you want one-on-one coaching in multifamily real estate, click my link down below. Otherwise, please like, comment, subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.